I finished picking up stitches along the side of the brim. I actually ended up with 90 stitches and I wanted 92. And we're going to deal with that on the next round. But for now, it's time to seam the hat so that we can work with our circular needles a little better way to work a hat pattern. So I'm going to fold my brim in half with the right side facing me. And when I cast on the original 20 stitches, I left myself a long enough tail so that I could go ahead and seam this hat when I finish the brim. Now, if you didn't leave yourself a long enough tail, that's okay. You can pick up another section of yarn and do that. But fortunately, mine's long enough. So I'm going to take a yarn needle and thread my black thread, or my yarn rather. And again, my cable side, the right side out, is facing me. And I like to use a blanket stitch. When you use a blanket stitch to seam with, it's almost invisible. And a blanket stitch just means that we're going to pick up a couple of stitches on one side and then go to the other side and pick up a couple of stitches. And we're just going to kind of do that back and forth, just kind of snugging it up each time. Slowly, don't be in a hurry. Remember, you're kind of trying to match your cable pattern, so be conscious of that cable pattern when you're picking up. I usually pick up 2 stitches at one time on either side. Again, I'm not in any big hurry. As I'm doing this, I'm very conscious of that cable. And if you end up seaming your hat and you say, you know what, that just doesn't look right to me, feel free to pull that yarn out and start over again. Right now, this is looking pretty good to me. I'm up into the second cable. Move my yellow thread out. Again, I'm picking up about 2 stitches at a time, or 2 pieces of yarn at a time on either side. And then just snugging up. Make sure as you approach the top that you are matching both lengths so it looks right. And it should, you know, if you are conscious of your cables, it should be. Okay, so that seam is looking pretty good right now to me. And then we are going to pick up with your medium, in my case my gold yarn, and we're going to begin knitting in a circular fashion around our hat. So I'm going to get rid of that tail for the moment. Remember that when I was picking up stitches, I wanted to pick up 92. I ended up picking up 90. So in the course of knitting my circular, my next row in gold, I'm going to be adding 2 stitches. All right. I'm going to place a marker at the beginning. And I'm just going to knit around the hat. As I said, when I get around to the other side, when I reach the marker again, I will have added on 2 stitches so that I have 92 stitches. I have to have a multiple of 4 for the Fair Isle pattern, which I'm going to show you next.